Welcome to this tutorial. I am going to provide an introduction to evaluating research methods in order for you to gain the best possible marks in your exams. According to the specification, students should be able to analyse and evaluate sociological theories, concepts and evidence and research methods in order to present arguments, make judgments and draw conclusions. Specifically, we're going to focus on the evaluate part and look at how you can maximise your marks. Now, you may get an exam question asking you to evaluate the advantages or disadvantages of a research method, like the example that I've got here that was on paper 3 in 2018, where you were asked to evaluate the advantages of structured interviews in sociological research. So let's assume you get something similar on questionnaires. How would you go about answering this one? So we need to break down the question so you can ensure that you demonstrate a range of advantages or strengths. Why would sociologists use it? What's the benefits of this method? Give examples of studies that may have used them and hitting the sociological research part of the question. And finally, focusing on the main trigger word, which is evaluate these strengths. So here is some top tips for you to consider. Aim to evaluate as you go along rather than bolting on the weaknesses at the end. If you do, just do that opposing paragraph highlighting those weaknesses. That is often called juxtaposition and you will not get as high marks and you'll probably find yourself maxing out at about 12 marks. So try and be specific to any point that you've made. So for example, any evaluation or weaknesses should link to the point or the strength that you've given, and it should follow on logically. So let's consider these 4 strengths. How would we evaluate these specifically as we go along to avoid juxtaposition? So let's look at the first one. Firstly, the most common strength of using questionnaires or surveys is practical, and that is it is time and money. Questionnaires are quick and cheap ways to gather large amounts of quantitative data, whether it's paper-based or via email. For example, Rutter in their 1979 research used questionnaires to gather large quantities of data from 12 secondary schools in inner city London. 2,730 pupils responded to questionnaires about their secondary school and the effects on children. And additionally, you don't need to train anyone to collect this data. Now, to evaluate, firstly, to ensure the highest possible response rate, you may need to offer some sort of incentive, might be a cash incentive or a reward to encourage people to respond, and that's going to add to the cost. Or you may need to send follow-up reminders. For example, in the case of Rutter's research into those secondary schools, they did return to the school on a second occasion to give the questionnaires to students that were absent on the first time the questionnaires were distributed. And this does add to the time frame of you collecting your research. Now, a second strength of questionnaires is reliability, and that's the ability to replicate the method exactly. Now, as questionnaires are standardised, that means they have the same questions in the same order and every respondent answers those. And this means that they are easy to repeat. So, for example, in Rutter's research, questions were designed to have yes or no answers, which were pre-coded, and that also led them to being easy to analyse, which is another strength. However, to evaluate, this does make them inflexible. Once finalised, the researcher is stuck with the questions that they have decided on. And secondly, you cannot follow up any interesting points or change questions later on. Now, a third strength is that they are detached, and positivists favour questionnaires because of this detachment, that it means that they are often unbiased and objective. For example, postal questionnaires are completed at a distance, so the researcher has no involvement at all, and positivists see that as a strength. However, a weakness of this relies on personal motivation from the respondent to answer. There is nobody there to nudge you or ask you for further information. Secondly, interpretivists such as Cicero argue that validity is limited. They don't give a true picture of what's being studied. So due to the detached nature of the questionnaire, you assume that the researcher and the respondent interpret the questions in the same way. And as a result, there's no opportunity to clarify or clear up any misunderstandings. And finally, people can lie, they can second guess, right answerism, or even forget. A final strength meets another positivist goal, to be representative. Now, due to the nature of questionnaires being easy to replicate, these can be sent to a large amount of people, and this results in the data collected being able to generalise to a wider population. Now, just because you can distribute it to a large amount, you cannot guarantee that everybody will respond. For example, in Haight's research into love, passion and emotional violence, out of 100,000 questionnaires, only 4.5% responded. And secondly, we cannot assume that we can generalise the findings of that questionnaire, as the people that respond to it may have different characteristics to those that didn't. For example, a person working full-time may be less likely to respond compared to somebody who's retired, and these people have different characteristics and therefore not be typical of the wider population. And finally, our positivists favour questionnaires. They meet their main goal of reliability, having a standardised procedure, and generalisability and representativeness. They usually have pre-coded responses that are easy to quantify and analyse in a detached way. They are really good for seeing patterns and trends. Interpretivists, on the other hand, would avoid questionnaires as they do lack validity. Questionnaires that are fixed questions, quantitative and standardised, fail to capture the essence or meanings that people attach to their behaviour. And by preparing questions in advance, it tells us more about the researcher and what they think is important and less about the respondent. As a result, questionnaires are not favoured by interpretivists. So massive thank you for watching. If you have found it useful, click that like, share it and subscribe.